better, and do better. Amen.
This was my daily prayer. Now, some days I was the best version of myself, but most days I fell terribly short. I was overcome by negativity, and no matter how hard I would try, how much progress I would make, I often felt like I was starting all over again. But if you saw my intro video, then you heard me say that very recently I unlocked something. And if you didn't see the intro video, I'll link it in the description. But I made the decision several months ago that I was going to get off of the roller coaster of emotions and really take control of my emotions once and for all. So I wanted to share a little bit of my journey with hopes that it would encourage you along yours. So here are 10 ways that I have been transforming my life in the last 90 days. One of the first things that I did was I made some healthy lifestyle changes. I committed to it, and I minimized the difficulty of it. You know, in my mind, I decided that I could do it when previously I felt like maintaining healthy eating habits was just difficult to do. And so really the mindset shift, the shift in motivation, and then the changes to my eating habits were really what allowed me to see the success that I hadn't seen previously as it related to my weight loss journey. One of the other things that I did was I was really intentional about my space. So I was really committed to, and have been and continue to be committed to decluttering, purging, maintaining an organized space, and organizing digital files, notes, etc. Whenever my environment is a mess, so am I. And I feel scatterbrained, I feel overwhelmed, I'm unable to focus, I'm just all over the place. And so I started really challenging myself to minimize and just to declutter and to get rid of what I don't need, to get rid of what no longer serves me, and to just make space for new things that I welcome in. And every time I do it, I feel a little less stressed and a little more free. So in addition to being intentional about my space, I also just changed the approach and the intentionality behind my money and managing my money, how I spend my money, and also being grateful. I developed a practice where I say thank you whenever I receive a bill or an unexpected expense. And as I'm going to pay it, I just express gratitude for being in a position to be able to have the resources to cover the costs of that bill. And I know it sounds crazy, but it really works. And I'll get to gratitude in a little bit because that is one of the practices that I have been implementing. But you know, really being in a place of flow with money and a mindset around money, that it flows to me and through me. I am a recovering cheapskate. Is it cheapskate or cheap steak? Or I'll Google it. I don't know. But I'm recovering from that, whatever that word is. But what I came to realize, that approaching my finances from that place was actually scarcity mindset, a scarcity mindset approach, which I'm sure I'll do a video around that, because that's a whole topic in and of itself. I'm still very responsible. I've mostly been responsible with money most of my life. And I'm conscious of how I spend my money, but I just had to change my mindset and my approach. And it's pretty fascinating how much our minds and our money are connected. All right, so we've gone over 3 things that I've done to transform my life over the last 90 days. The 4th thing is flowing and not forcing. So stop trying to figure things out, stop trying to force it, and just going with the flow of things. My wheels are just always spinning. I overthink, I overanalyze, and then I shut down completely. I am the queen of analysis paralysis, and it really does me no good. It in fact really does paralyze me. And so since releasing releasing myself from that, one of the decisions that I made was to start this YouTube channel. And in my first week, I got like 60 new subscribers, like yay me. And so I'm just really having fun. I'm enjoying the journey. And so there's so much freedom in just being in this state of flow, and you release yourself from the expectations. You release yourself from trying to figure it out, and you just allow yourself to be free. All right, so an additional thing that I did was really focusing on gratitude and really being recognizing and being grateful for any favor that shows up in my life. I recognize when God's grace just shines on me in ways that I otherwise would probably overlook. And just really being intentional, there's that word again, intentional, about being grateful and finding things to be grateful for outside of the obvious things, right? So, we're grateful for our lives, we're grateful for our health and strength, we're grateful for our homes, our modes of transportation, our families. I mean, it's endless. But there are times where sometimes we can overlook some of the other minor things that, or, not necessarily minor, but some of the things that we would tend to take for granted. I'll just say it like that. And so some examples of that is like, getting enough rewards to get a free coffee at your local coffee shop, or getting an upgrade on, we had a rental car reservation that we got a complimentary upgrade on. Part of that was because we had to wait an hour to get the car, but hey, I'm still grateful nonetheless. So, I recognize it as God's favor shining on me. So, finding money on the ground. I mean, I rejoice when I find a penny, a nickel, whatever it is, because I'm operating from this place of flow that I'm open and receptive to all the great things that life has for me. And so just being in that space of gratitude and looking for things to be grateful for, I feel has really unlocked something and allowed more things to flow to me, because that's just more opportunities for me to express my gratitude. One of the other things that I've done to radically transform my life has been adopting a regular practice of journaling and scripting. So I am a writer, I am an author, and so I have historically, written. I've adopted and done some journaling in the past, but nothing really consistent. But one of the things that I have noticed over my practice previously and over, recently committing more to it, is that God really speaks to me through my writing. And I can say this about the book that I wrote too. I give co-author credits to the Holy Spirit. But I just feel like that's really how God speaks to me, and I get revelation in my writing. So recently I've shifted my journaling practice to more so focusing less on what I want, but more on what I have, and writing about things that I desire as if I already have them. And so I don't focus on the lack of something, but I'm grateful for the abundance of it. And so I write letters to God thanking Him for what I have as if I have it, and expressing the emotions that I feel now that that desired reality has become my actual reality. So that's the approach that I've kind of taken my journaling practice to. So in addition to my journaling practice, I have also been more committed to a meditation and prayer practice. So again, something that I did previously, but I just shifted, something just kind of unlocked, and I just really shifted my approach to it, my commitment to it, also affirming myself. And I also adopted breath work. It's amazing how just tuning in with our bodies and what we need in those moments, and those simple things that we can do to either speak to ourselves differently, or to even just take deep breaths. And being in a place of being present and being grateful. It's just so powerful what something so simple can do to just really get us in a different place mentally. And so I feel like those are so many aspects of the things that kind of, bring it all together. When I'm feeling out of alignment, I can always resort to breath work or self-talk, or affirmations, prayer, meditation. Those are the things that can get me right back where I need to be. And with the busyness of life, I have found that these are like the perfect ways to reset, to get my mind, body, and spirit back into alignment and back to center. And so again, it's just so amazing what these simple things can do and the profound impacts that it can make on our lives. All right, so we're getting down to the end. We just got a few more. So one of the other things that I've been doing has been renewing my mind and being careful what I expose myself to. So I don't want to suggest that in these 90 days, when I say how I've been transforming my life, that I have arrived, that I have, cracked the code to, having this perfect life and this perfect mind. Not at all, not by any stretch. But what I have noticed is that when I think thoughts, I just don't stay in them as long as I have previously. There were times where I would just think things and it would completely derail me and would just spill over into other areas of my life and take it days on end. And so now I've kind of just reframed my approach, and I acknowledge what I feel and I allow myself to feel it, and then I move on. And so in the past, I would beat myself up for feeling those things, and it would just amplify it, and it would just cause me to feel it more deeply, and then there would be shame and there would be guilt. And so all of that is just really not going to serve you, and is really just going to continue to perpetuate those feelings. So reframing it and saying, giving myself the space and the grace to feel it, to acknowledge it, and then do what I need to do to reset has made a world of difference for me. I'm also mindful and intentional with what I read, what I watch, and even things, how much time I spend on social media, or exposed to any other things that may cause me to feel a way that is not aligned with how I want to feel. And as I begin to master that more, then I can really combat it when it's necessary, and set boundaries and remove myself from situations or from the exposure of certain things that may not align with where it is that I'm trying to go. All right, the last couple things, I've also really focused on time management and the prioritization of my daily tasks. One of the areas that I've struggled with the most is my time. I have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things that that interfere with the time that I have available to me to do certain things. And so, as I came to realize, with flowing and not forcing is what has really allowed me to operate at my highest and to be my most productive, right? And so just really organizing my thoughts, putting together a plan for myself, a plan of action. I was also challenged to take inventory of how I spend / really invest my time, right? So I've been keeping a record of time blocks and being more intentional. That is the word, intentional. And reflecting back on the previous day and knowing what I need to do or not do in the days ahead, if there's certain things that I want to accomplish. And so, being able to do that allowed me to see the difference in how one day went versus another based on, kind of what I did that day. And so, like, I can tell you that one of the best days that I had was a day that I really checked all these other boxes, right? And I had a better day than a day where I woke up and felt rushed and I wasn't able to do those things. I wasn't able to align myself and really center myself and focus in the way that I like to, right? And so one of the other things that I am working on is not allowing whether or not I am able to do, let's say, my morning routine dictate how the rest of my day goes, right? So it goes back to me being able to just acknowledge what I'm feeling, acknowledge where I am, and say, okay, yeah, I may be, not really feeling it today. I may not be my best self today. And so recognizing that, giving myself the grace for it, and allowing to press through that without, feeling like getting down on myself or beating myself up because I didn't start my day the way that I wanted to, and now the rest of my day has to go to crap. All right, and the final thing that I've done to work towards transforming my life these last 90 days is really to change my self-perception. Changing the way that I speak to myself, changing the things that I believed about myself. I did a video previously where I talked about some of the common lies and limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves. And I've been so guilty of all of those. And I've since started to combat those lies with reaffirming truths. And my perception of myself and my abilities has gradually, It is gradual. It's not, I wouldn't say drastic, but yeah, gradually been changing. Like I said earlier, and continuing to change. I'm committed to this. We in this. And so, but like I said earlier, it isn't that the limiting beliefs don't still surface. It isn't that I don't have those thoughts. I've just been working to equip myself with what I need to make sure that I don't stay there, that I can reframe, reset, and release. So all throughout this video, a number of times there's one particular word that has come up, and I've, brought attention to it every time I said it, but it's intentionality, right? So awareness and intentionality have really been the cheat codes for me. So if you're looking to transform your life in any way, let me know which of these resonated with you, and what you feel like you can do to start seeing transformation in your own life. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.